Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already, created a user account. That way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Okay, I think we're live. Hello. Let me fix my bangs. That looks a little better. Hey there, everybody. How are you? I hope you are well. Oh, my goodness. It's been a busy week. I needed some lipstick. My lips felt dry. Free junk journal, please. Junk bucks. Did you need some junk bucks? Call me glitter. Let's see what you got. Call me glitter. Well, you got 669 here. I'll give you, just for the heck of it, just because you showed up today, I'll give you 200 junk bucks. How's that? So you can play the junk bucks games, which are different than reindeer games, right? How is everybody? I hope you're well. I've been trying to clean my desk a little bit. Hey there, call me glitter. I don't know. Hey, Lorraine, welcome. And Jeremy, hello. Jeremy, I am, she says. I don't know. Robin indicated she was going to be here on the event, but I don't know. So thank you for being here, Jennifer. I don't know if she had to work or not. Usually she sends me a message if she has to work and lets me know. And I've been putzing around my little corner over here on this side of my desk, which y'all can't really see, but maybe it'll take me a moment. Let me get my... You're going to go for a ride. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to change this to face zoom. Okay, so over here on this side is kind of some of my go-to things. Like these are my stencils in this box. I have some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists in that tub there. Above, which if I kind of lower the camera, I've got my copy paper in the top drawer. And there are pens. Actually, I take that back. Copy papers in the middle drawer, cardstocks in the top drawer, pens, and then I've got more Tattered Angels over there. But what was happening was I kept cramming things into this corner. So just today, I pulled out a box that was empty that goes back here behind me. Yeah, woo, close up. That goes back here. Let's see if I can get that camera angle. There you go. Goes in that little cubby. And here's what I did is I kind of stacked things in there. And my thought was over the next sessions that I work is that I would try to do my best to either assimilate this into, for example, my fussy cut ephemera box that I have. I'm trying to get it zoomed up here. Over here, I have some kind of completed items. That's very tilted, isn't it? And then these are basically blank little cards to add stuff to. And what happens is I pull something out and it gets on my desk for a little while, and then I shove it into one of these little containers, and then it stays there. Are you yelling at everybody? All right, let's see if I can get the camera to go back. Go back. Go back where you belong. I made some changes to how it's connected. Wow. Okay then. Those little spring-loaded clamps decided to go for a ride. So I'm going to try a different one. No, that one's not going to work. I'm going to need... I've got one over here. I made some changes thinking that I could get this to work. I'm going to have to stand up, I think. All right, let's see. All right, let's get the camera. Woo, close up. So, hello. I know, all that nonsense for nonsense sake. Look at these that Robin made for me a while back. I even put a note in here so I would remember that Robin made these. So if you have a sewing machine and you want to practice, she had some coffee dyed paper. I just noticed that I got a little, there we go. She had some coffee dyed paper and she changed the thread in her sewing machine occasionally and then tested out different sew patterns on her sewing machine. So if your machine has a few fancy stitches, that's a fun way to play around with those and then create some little embellishments. So I found those today. So I need to stick those up here in my box. Last week we made some pages. Some of these are pages that I have been working on since last week. I've made a bunch. I'm trying to grab the whole pile here. So I've made a bunch that are different colors. Some of them I've started to see what I could put into pockets. And then I've got a few pages that I've sort of kind of finished. Like this one needs a journal card in the pocket. I started to put some journal cards over here. This one was a gel print and I had already, oh, that needs to be glued. I had made this little collage piece a while back during one of my other live streams out of an envelope. And then I made this little junk notepad out of different pieces of scrappy paper. I didn't even put them together straight. They're just in there. And that goes in here. And I had some of this foil paper. Well, it may do that. It may lag behind. Let me try something. Sometimes if I change it. So here is a foil piece that I made a while back. And then I started working on the inside. This was a image out of one of those flower advertisements. And then this was a scrap of paper that I stamped over the top of the solid purple to give it a little bit of a pattern. So it's just things that I've been playing around with. This is from a while back. This is something I made the past couple of weeks. So you kind of get the idea. The things you've missed. Yes, I've been doing all kinds of stuff. It doesn't match. My voice doesn't match. I don't know why it does that. It may sync back up. It may not. Here's one I made a while back where I had some Scrapbook paper and then I had some of Norella's images that I made into side pockets. And I just stenciled it. Here's another one that I had started this a while back. It is a gel print. And then I put a piece of paper over the top. And then I found some scraps of scrapbook paper. And I had some journal cards that I didn't like what was on the other side. This one is a book page that I put down. I put a doily down and I made a long pocket and I just grabbed a piece of purple paper and stuck it behind. So you could put more pockets in there. And then this has a pocket on this page and I just used a larger piece of purple paper. Purple paper! Passionate purple paper. How's that? We'll get alliteration going. And that just goes here. Come on. And then on this side, I just glued some pieces of scraps. This is a book page in the background that the paper was blank on this side. So I just stenciled over it. Or was that a... No, it was a scrapbook paper. Never mind. I couldn't remember what it was. This is a pink one that I made during my video that I showed y'all about using the scraps to make a journal page base. So this was the base, and then I just added some other pink pieces during one of my live streams. Okay, it's catching up. And then this is just a digital. This was a neutral page base, so below the bright purple was all neutral colors, and I just added pops of color on top. There's another one there. This one I sprayed some Tattered Angels onto some of the book pages and then just kind of put it together. So I'm just kind of playing around with whatever I find on my desk and in the pile of baskets that I have here, making journal pages. I'm not trying to necessarily do one particular theme over another. Like this one is a book page in the background that I put washi tape on the top of the bottom, and then I had this wallpaper trim, so I made a pocket so we can have items here. And then on this side was one of my mixed media papers that I made a while back that I scanned into my computer because it was all my images, so I could do that, and I printed it out on 8.5 by 11 paper, and I just used that as the background, which gives it some nice color. Love the purple paper. Well, thank you. Thank you much. So put that back over here. And then here's some, put this back over here too. Norella had some digitals that have a envelope. I guess that was stuck in there, and I had printed it by accident on copyright paper. It was just too thin, so I backed it with a book page using my scraps up, and then this was also on copyright. Yeah, purple shades are hard to find. Yeah. And then I just backed it with a card that I had here. I used one of the scraps, and you could see where the scrap came out this way, and I added some tabs so that could become a pocket base. And then here's just some other scraps, another pocket base. So I'm just kind of playing around. This was a piece of cardstock, and I added blue text weight copy paper, or might be scrapbook paper that I stamped on top of. And then this was a mixed media gel print that I made a long time ago, and I found a square laying here, and it just happened to frame that butterfly, so I made a card. And then I made this pocket by using a book page and that same blue paper that I had over here, but I stamped it with a different stamp, and then I made a pocket here. So in theory, this card should fit in there. And then this card is again just a collage of scraps of paper, digital image, doily, and some printed images from Calico Collage. What do Tattered Angels look like? Tattered Angels are bottles of paint, spray paint in a sense, but they're non-toxic, they're water-based, and they have mica and pigments inside of them. So you want to shake them really well, and then you can spray these and it will alter the color of your paper. What else do I have here? Some more. This was just a book page that I had painted with Tattered Angels. I stamped over the top of it, and then it was just that perfect size for a little journal card. This was an advertisement that had this yellow background, but it had a purse, and it was from Coach. And I like that yellow. Even though I covered up most of it, I decided to pull a few things from my stash. This was a gel print that I had done a what is that? Hues of, no, not hues. It's called, ombre, that's it, where it goes from one color to another. So we had a red, an orange, and a yellow, and I stuck that in behind. And then this was an image that was from Beeline Designs, and she had hand colored several and gave them to me, and I scanned them into my computer, and then I changed the hue so I could print a bunch of them, and this is one of those variations. Another thing, I was looking through my stash and I happened to see that I had some of these little paper bags, and I grabbed a scrap card and I sprayed it with a pink Tattered Angels and used my rubber stamp in the corner. The bag already had these daisies all over it, so I just added a little bit more. And then this is one of Norella's images that's for a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. But when I told my computer to print it, I think I told it to print it as 4 by 6 images. So it would normally be 2 of those side by side. And that would be 8.5 by 11 piece of journal paper. But when I did it smaller, you get this smaller ephemera. So get more bang for your buck on your digitals. If you're trying to figure out ways to make some more little pieces, we'll print the pages smaller and see what you get. Some more scraps. Again, this was just leftover scraps and I attached them together and stitched across the top. Some of the clusters I've made. So you kind of get the gist of it. You know, it's just a matter of playing around with the scraps you have. I've lifted up my stuff that was over in the corner, and apparently I had made these a long time ago, and I had wondered where they went. Well, they were buried. So this could be a pocket, and this one is a pocket. This is a paint chip behind there. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Move out of the way. Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you for your thumbs up and your likes and or shares. All right, so here's what I've got started. I grabbed a few things just to kind of see what I could use, but my goal is to try to use some of this stuff over here. Oh, look, this is kind of a green. What else do I have in here? So I'm just going to chat with y'all while I dig. So in here, I have some doilies, it looks like. I've got these good people bring out the good in people. Well, these are kind of cool. They were from Tuesday morning. And I think what I want to do is, this takes up a lot of room in the package. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I like this. So what if we were to put that on there? And I'm going to stack these up for a minute. What else is in here? Oh, this is from when I purchased a Lego set. Oh, I got another Lego set. Henry bought this little Lego set. It's a watering can that comes with the butterflies and the flowers. I'll show you from the top too. And it can be taken apart and configured as 2 little birds. And I can't remember. The other one I think was a boot. It looks like a rain boot. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cute. And then I got, because I'm a member of the Oklahoma Lego Users Group, OKLUG. So if you're into Lego, look for a Lego Users Group in your area. They had a drawing. Lego sent sets, and they drew names for the members to get a free set. And I don't know if you can see it, but I got the... is it Simba from The Lion King, the cub? I got him, and I put him together. I put him up on my shelf for now. I'll cover him up with the flowers at the moment, since it's kind of springtime. All right, what else is in here? That's a scrappy scrap, so that can go over there. Oh, look, I got a Ziploc bag, so I'll put those in here. What else I got? A little scrap of paper. I've got some ivory cardstock. These are just cardstock again. Cardstock again. I'm looking to see if there's anything. Oh, I used to sell these. I used to make these. They're little wall hangings that I used to sell. I should put that somewhere else. Okay, got a scrappy scrap. These are scrappy scraps. Little page flags. Empty Ziploc bag. Scrappy scrap. Oh, this was a charm that I made a while back. So I'm going to put that in my charms and baubles. What else is in here? Well, look at there. I can dump that out. I need to find a different place that I can find these. Oh, I know what I'll do. There, I can see them there. And I'll move this over here for now. Okay. I have the word smile. We could use that. I don't know what these were. Notes that I made. So I'm going to get rid of them because I don't need them anymore. They're just clutter. Clutter. Oh, this is from when I got my bone folder. I don't think I need to keep it. But I might keep the Ziploc bag. So this was, yeah, white applications for my bone folders. But I might use that in my paper to make journal cards or something. Okay, so these can go over here. I just saw, no. I was trying to see if there was something else. That's purple. Here's a vintage photograph that I think someone gave me. Oh, here's a kitty cat. Margie, I've got a kitty cat. I may use that. This is chipboard. It is the backs to these little notepads, and I saved them. So I'm going to put that in the paper pile. What else is in here? This can go in that pile. This is green. What is it? So let's put that over here as a green item. And we're going to use that piece. This isn't green, so I'm going to put that there. And put this here. Okay. Trying to assimilate it as I look at it. Oh, these are kind of pretty. I wonder if I could. Okay, let's put these over here. So these are images that I stamped, and I probably didn't like the way they looked. So I'm going to save them because maybe I could come up with an idea of painting those and using them. All right, so I'm now putting scrappies away. I got a little scrappy there. What is in here? Oh yeah, I've got this, what is this? I don't know if I want to use this guy. He's in a uniform. He's probably, I don't want to say the wrong, maybe Chinese. Tattered Angels. So they are a pigment paint with a little bit of mica powder in them, and you shake them. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some gloves on. And I'm going to grab a green. I don't know why I didn't do that first. So I've got a green here. They can be messy, and I don't want to get them all under my fingernails. All right, so I'm going to grab a doily that I know are right here and lay that in here. So there's mica in the bottom, so I'm going to shake it. It's a glimmer spray. Most of them, they do have some sprays that are just a pigment. They're just a color. It's a paint. It's a water-based paint. All right, so now I'm going to spray. I don't know if that green really goes with our greens over here. So I have a darker green. This one's called Christmas Time, so I'm going to spray it. I'm going to try to see if it'll blend. That made it really dark, but I have some water. Oh, that'll be better. Okay, and now I'm going to use my heat tool and dry it. Oh, no, they are, it's a spray. And I have done that. I have used scraps of wallpaper. I used to make little wallpaper angels. They were a cone for their body and cones for their arms. And then I used lace that I made into like a little fan for their wings. And I used wooden balls that I painted. And then I glued some curly fake hair on the top. And I used either a piece of those, they're beads that are plastic that are formed together on a string. You may see them from Mardi Gras, but these are a lot smaller. I used those to make a crown for my angels. And yeah, I used to make those years and years ago. I like that I changed that green by adding that darker green to it. I don't know if we're going to use this doily, but I got one out. Okay, what else do we have here? I'd say piece of rubber stamp. Another postage stamp that I don't think I want right now. Okay, so here's what I think I want to do. I have had this, it's a sticker that I have had for a really long time. Oh, I'm going to take my gloves off. I think I'm going to cut it. These are my nails. I was playing around with doing an ombre effect. When I made them, I didn't have the correct tool, but now I do. So I think I'm going to redo those. All right, so I need to figure out where the center is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, which is right about here. And I don't really need this piece in the middle because it'll interfere with the fold of the journal. So I am going to cut this off. And then that'll go over here. And then this piece, I'm going to look at it. I think I'm just going to cut from here to here, which will leave this little butterfly on the end. But maybe I can find a spot for him. And I'm going to cut off that piece, and that'll go over there. I think that'll work. Giving there. If your chat freezes or the video freezes, hit the refresh button. Okay. So I think that's what I want to do there. I am going to do this first. I'm going to take everything out of here for right now. I'm going to flip this over, and I found a digital that I want to use on the other side, so that'll give us some more writing space. So I'm going to glue that down first. Then as it is drying, I'll kind of build what I want for the other side. And then once it's dry, I can fold my page in half, and it won't be as wrinkled where the fold is. It may still do a little bit, but generally if I wait a little while before I fold it, it's not near as bad. Okay. Gone down the Google rabbit hole, did you? Okay, move that out of the way. So this is a digital image from Calico Collage. I don't recall which one it is from. Maybe Grandma's Garden? It's one of those. And sometimes I forget to change the paper in my printer. I have a thin paper that I use at my shop for just because we need something printed, and then I have better paper that I use when I am doing my junk journal stuff. Okay, so I have this piece. What if we were to fold this in half maybe and cut it apart? So what if I put that on here and then find a little something to put in the middle? So I've got another little box of doodads here. I'm looking real fast. Oh, I know what I was going to do. What if I do half of this and then maybe this kind of, I don't know, it's a green and a peachy colored. I think that would look good. I'm going to cut this in half. I have purchased stickers in the past and I stick them aside. Funny thing, stick a sticker aside. I put them to the side and then I forget about them. Or I'll use one or two. I don't use all of them right away. And then again, I stick them to the side and I forget about it. I'm kind of deciding if I want to cut that even. What do you think? If I were to kind of cut that even, and then I was going to put that butterfly over the center. Yeah, I better do it that way. All right, I'm just going to fold it over and line it up. I think that works. Yeah, Norella has some really pretty digital images. And she has sales all the time. If you go down below, look for her link to her Facebook. I think it's in there. If it's not, you can go to her website or her Etsy and you'll be able to find it. But she has a Facebook group and a Facebook page. And when she has a sale, she posts and let everybody know what the coupon code is. She sells on Etsy. So you can go over to Etsy. And then occasionally she'll share her new kits that she's made into cut ephemera books that you can get off of Amazon. I like that. Okay, so these are terrible stickers because they come on this foam mounting stuff that isn't for this. You have to just peel this off, but sometimes they don't peel off. So I was thinking of putting him like that in the middle. Yeah, I'm just going to glue him straight down. Glue it down. Okay. Calico Collage. I have links to her stuff in my description box below this video. Okay, so we need something up here. I was looking to see if I had... How about Dream? I just found this. Do we want to put... Yeah, here or here. Because we're going to put it in the pocket. So I'm going to put it at the top. Okay. Yeah, all the digitals that I show Art from Calico Collage. Oh, he just doesn't want you to win, does he? All of the digitals that I show from Calico Collage, I only get hers. I only purchase hers. You're welcome. Okay, so that looks cool. So that's going to go in there. And then I've got this jar that I'm going to put over here. I have a purple string. I saw this piece of book. Oh, yeah, I need to use the... oh, we'll use it on here. I was going to use the smile, but I think instead, if I did that, and maybe found something else to go with, and then I have to put something on the back. So I have... Thank y'all for helping me clear up some of this mess I have. Okay, so I have... This is scrapbook paper. Or I have this piece. I could cut a little piece of that. What do you think? Does that one go? I think it does. All right, so I'm going to cut a piece of this green. And I just want it a little bit larger than the kitty cat. You're going to go look now? Well, don't look now. You're not supposed to leave the live to go look now. All right, I'm going to cut that. And then I don't want it as wide, so I'm going to cut it a little bit narrower so it'll fit better on my paint chip. Okay. Yeah, I know. I created some more scraps. I'm going to put it right back in the baggie. All right, so that will go on there. Okay, yeah. We're getting there. You know, just playing around with the pieces that I have to see what I can make. Okay. And I think I'm going to... Oh, I didn't do the bottom. All right, let's glue this together. Kind of slide that up for a moment. I know it's getting busy. I got too many things here. Put that in here. Okay, those were going to go on here. I'm going to put this green. All right, we're going to glue this all together. Toss the really skinny one out? No. Why should I do that? I might make something with it. Today I put it in the bag. If I didn't have the green bag laying on my desk, I probably would have thrown it out, Julie. Okay. Glue this on top of this little plaid. Now, should I stamp the background? I think so. So let's lay this out here. I have the henna rose, so that'll really put a pretty background, I think. This was Bright Parrot, was the paint chip color. I'm trying to fill it in, but not be a repeat pattern, you know, one right on top of the other. All right, let's dry that. Because it's on a paint chip. If you touch it right away, I'm using that archival inkjet black, and it'll just smear right across there. Okay, I think that's pretty dry. Put that back up there. All right, so this piece I'm going to put right up there. Isn't that cute? With the flowers coming out behind. I am going to use the beacon glue since it's a paint chip. They actually do use the paint. It isn't just printed. All right, I may need to get a new bottle. Come on, I'm squeezing. Got a little blob now. Maybe time. I keep saying that every week, but then I eke a little bit more out. All right, so now I'm going to lay that up here. Try to center it. And then I'll use my bone folder to kind of help smoosh that glue out to the edge. Beacon is your favorite glue? I really like this glue. We need some kind of sentiment on here, don't we? That says don't look back. Why not? Where is everybody? Send Robin a message, Jennifer. Say, where is you, lady? I hope she's okay. We had, for those of you that don't know, we had some really cold weather this weekend, rainy and wet. And then it started snowing Sunday. I thought, oh my goodness. And then today it's really pretty out. I'm going to put it right about here. Don't look back. Kind of like, they call him the streak. I said, don't look, Ethel. But it was too late. She already looked. Jennifer's here. Yeah, it's a waste of space. Get rid of it. I'm trying to do that, Julie. I really am. I mean, that's why I pulled those things out, because some of them are oddball and I haven't used them. I probably won't ever use these postage stamps. So here's, I'm going to start this. I'm going to start a little thing and I'm going to put things in here. And when this is full, I'll package it up and mail it to somebody or something. You like the pockets? It's just simple scrapbook paper. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. I layered one up here, but it doesn't go all the way down. Can you see that? So it's 2 layers and it's just straight across. And then when you fold the page, which it should be dry enough now, I'm going to score it with my... When it folds in half, even though you don't have to put glue in the middle, the fold will help keep that center portion. Okay. Let's fold that. Try to get it lined up now. It wrinkled a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay. Okay. I got that part. This was something that was already made, so I'm going to stick that in there. And I think I'll put this one up here. I started this one, so, you know what? I have this little curl. So let's make that. And then we're going to glue these on. And maybe I'll put a piece of string on this and just stick it in there coming out. How's that? Okay. So this is just a couple of scraps of paper that I had. And I have, this one's kind of wonky, so I'm just going to trim it. All right, so I've got this little guy and this little guy. And we could just stick those in there. All right, so I'm going to find my other pair of glasses so I can see. And then I need a little pick tool. I may need a needle. Let's just do this. This is my doubled up glasses so I can see. Okay. I'm pretty sure this has a sticky back on it. So now I'm trying to find, there it goes. No, it didn't. Maybe it didn't have a sticky back. I thought it did. I thought they were stickers. Because it's not coming off. Wait. Wait. There it is. Okay, so it is a sticker. All right, I'm just going to put it on this for a second. So, well, I thought I was. Come back here. Well, I'm just going to lay it on top of it. There. I'm going to glue this one down and then stick that over the top of it. Did you lose glue? Yes, she went on a rabbit hole of the internet. Hey, Bonnie, welcome. I think Lorraine is cooking dinner. I know this is her prep dinner time. All right, my idea was that if I put this guy on here, and then I've got some of these stickers left, or embellishments, that's what I'm going to call them. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I probably should have used real glue behind that sticker, but we're going to go with this and see if it works. All right, so I think I'll put this one over here. And then we'll do this one. Trash. Look at there. Tiny stick, tricky sticker, yes. Tricky sticker. All right, now this is also a sticker, so I'm going to peel it. This time, let's see if I can do it the first time, not in between when I can't. There we go. There we go. Got it. Get rid of the extra pair of glasses so I can see. And then this one. Something like that. Flip it over and rub it really good. Your puppy wrangling? Munching and watching? Oh, good, good. And then I thought I'd put this one over there. Yeah? I'm still trying to wrangle the scraps everywhere. We haven't found a spot for that yet. Okay, so now, let's see if I can do it. Did I just... Okay, I think so. I need to peel the back off. Come on. There we go. Trash! So now I'm going to center this on this little pocket. Okay, and then let's do this one. Oh, well, I'm sorry you had a power surge. All right. So now I'm going to peel this one. What you munching on? Henry called me a little bit before I started my live today. He had a customer that has to have something done because they're leaving at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And he was worried he was going to have to work until 1 a.m. to get it done, but it's turning out that he should be done by 8 o'clock. So he was saying, well, I don't know what you want to do. If you want to call me right after you're live and I'll come home and we'll eat dinner together and then I'll go back to work. Or if you want to wait until I get home and eat together. Or you can eat by yourself and when I get home, then I'll eat by myself. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet until the live is over. All right, so I want something green. I'm going to grab my ribbon. I store it in these iris bins that I got for free years ago. So, what shade of green? I kind of like this, and it'd be a little bit of a chunky bit. And I think we'll do that. So I'll put this up. I wrap all my little fibers around little cards, and then I sorted them by color theme. So if they were predominantly green, they went in the green section. If they were, blue and purple, but more purple than blue, then I would put them in the purple section. All right. I want a little scrap of wax linen thread. Yeah. To help me thread this through the hole that's already in this little journal card, note card. My choices for green, well, Julie, you can kind of make your own. Remember that. If you don't have a colorway, but you have it in an ink pad or a spray or paint, then make one. All right, so I'm going to cut this. And then we're going to go over the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch on that. So, Sewing Glam. Thank you so much, Giovanna. Yeah, don't think you have to have every color of the rainbow of something. Pull what you do have. Pull your ivories and your whites. And then start applying ink, paint, sprays, whatever it may be to alter the color. You may dye some of them. Even alcohol ink markers, exactly. All right, so we're going to go over to the sewing machine. Yeah, order free paint swatches. Here in the United States, we can go to a home improvement store and they're fine with you taking paint chips. So whenever I go for another reason, I'll go and pick 3 or 4. If you talk to them, they may even have some that they're going to be throwing out and they'll give them to you. Oh, hey, Margie's there. I see you, Margie. All right, so I'm over at the sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch. Oh, I forgot to do zigzag. And I unthreaded my needle. Let's see if I can get it to go. I may have to completely rethread everything. Okay. I may have a rat's nest behind it. Yep, a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. Margie! I forgot to add some distress ink, so I'll do that. Come on, computer. Switchy, switchy, switchy. I told you to switch. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of distress inks. And then I'll just kind of stick that right there. How's that? All right, so I made a page with greens. And I'm not going to put anything on the digital side, so I consider that one finished. I started this one earlier, so I thought maybe we would finish it. So months ago, I showed where I took scrapbook paper and I cut it. And these two pieces that I cut off were pockets on another page, and then this was what was left over. And then I thought on this side I found some greens, because I still had green, that I thought could look good as side pockets. I didn't add any other embellishment to it. Should we stamp music notes on this side, and then maybe also we could stamp, or I can look for a cluster and see if we have a cluster already made. I'm going to flip through here. I have this journal card that has a scrap stuck to it that we might use. I have a blank journal card we could use. Now, while this isn't green, I do like the blue. I'm just looking. I've got this pink we could put on the other side, because it doesn't have to be green, right? I have this yellow card. I don't know if it'll fit. Not there. I'll have to do a different pocket. Oh, you know what? I bet this would fit on the other side. All right, let's move this out of the way, and maybe this one. Okay. Hey, Janice, welcome. All right, I'm going to put some of these things away. I'm not going to use those. I do have this card. Okay, so I got a few things out that we could use. All right, so I changed my mind, which happens, right? We could do that. I'm going to glue this down as a pocket, but I'm going to glue this over the top of it. I don't necessarily want it as a tuck spot. You could make it one, so I'm just going to glue part of it on top of here, and I actually should have not put as much glue as I did, but I'm going to make it work. Oh, that works. It didn't go all the way. Yeah, it happens. I get my room all nice and clean, and then next thing you know, I've got stuff everywhere. It's part of paper crafting. Exactly. All right, so I'm going to glue this as a tall, skinny side pocket. All right, put that right here. Put that right there. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, lay that up here. And again, I did glue this in such a way that we have a tuck spot here and then we have a pocket behind it, okay? Now, I'm going to glue this as a pocket as well. What's everybody been working on this week? I like I said, when I had a few minutes here and there, I would come in my room and look through my scraps, trying to corral them a little bit and put them in their color spot so that when I wanted to make something, it was easier for me to put it together. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for a moment, so I'm just gonna flip this over, and I think this will fit. Yes. So do I want it this way or this way? Let's look. For some reason, this one's tighter than the other side, but it still fits, so I wonder if it looks like I glued it a little too far down that middle. But we got it. That'll work. Okay. And then I had this one. I thought it could fit, and it'd be okay if it sticks out the top a little bit. And then we're going to go back over here, and I've got this one that says Heavenly. It's a peacock. Then go there. And then this one I thought would be pretty right there. So using up some of those scraps. Okay. So we've done a bunch of green. Let me see. I have, it's laying on top. So I'm just going to grab it and go. We still have green on the table. Why not? I just saw this. What else do I have? Oh, I still have these butterflies, which would go with this. Yeah. And this was a mixed media page that I made a while back. So what if we were to put, would that one fit? Yes. If we were to put that on there, but stamp the background. You know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't done gold embossing. So do you think we should do some gold embossing on there? I've got a larger journal card here. It doesn't quite fit because it's too big. So we may end up cutting it. Another thing I want to do is I haven't put a digital on the other side, and I think I want to do that. Another thing I found today was I found this whole box, and it has a bunch of digital images in it. So I'm just going to flip through these. This is one of the calico collage images I could put on the back side. Or I could put just lined paper. What do you think? All right, should I put this on the back side or this one on the back side? Well, I put this back. All right. You are going to cause me problems. Stay. Need to clean my hands a little bit. Whoa, my goodness, lots of writing. Get another window. You're inking with stencils? Write a story about Cupcake visiting Wonderland. Aw. I've been trying to create more storage space by moving some things to a snap-lock bags. Okay, hang them on a curtain rod thing I made. Oh, cool. Oh, good. You wrote in your journal? Yes, it was hard. You didn't want to feel the sad stuff. It took you all day to get a page and a half. So, oh, yay. Good job. Yay. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to get a drink. So what do I want to put? I think I'm going to put the lined paper on the back side, and I'll have a couple of these butterflies that I can use, and maybe we can get rid of them, right? Well, good job writing in your journal. I know it can be hard. All right, we're going to go ahead and glue this on the back. I just found out today that my HP print services per month is going to go up. And I haven't been printing as much as I used to. I used to 300 pages a month. I would some months print over that. But for a while now, I haven't been printing all that many. So I'm trying to decide if I wanted to get out my good paper and just print a bunch of things and then change my plan to something where if I can print 100 a month, because that should get me pretty good for printing. Okay, I got that. I think I want to stamp. Let's do some gold embossing stamping maybe. So I'm going to get this out. We're going to put this on here. How about leaves? You know, little leaves so that the butterfly is supposed to be landing on the leaves. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So I've got, you go back where you belong. I've got gold embossing powder and my Versamark ink pad and my spoon. Okay. So we're going to ink up the leaf and then stamp. All right, go this way. Okay, I'm going around this way. Kitties, I know, one track mind. I already used the kitties. I used the kitty cat on the other page. Did you see it? Okay, and then we need to do the bottom. This was a mixed media page. Man, I probably made this 10 years ago. All right, tip it. And I saw it when I was cleaning up. I thought, oh, well, I need to use that. You missed it? Oh, Margie. I did it on the green page. See, there's a kitty. I made a little journal. Oh, I forgot to paper on the back side, but you know I need to. Okay, let's heat emboss this. Let's stand up there. And the doggies go meow, kitties go woof woof. Well, thank you for rewatching. I hope that y'all enjoy seeing my creations and ideas and it inspires you to create as well. That was embossing powder. Embossing powder. So I'll try to get one that it's hard to see the information on it, but it's embossing powder. That one happens to be holographic. And I just had it in a big container. Like here is Brutus Monroe sterling silver. I've had it for a long time. It looks a lot like cupcakes. Oh, how funny! Okay, we're almost there. Cupcake in Wonderland. We're getting there. It's real subtle, but I like the way the gold looks on top of the green. You see it? And then the back is just plain. So I'm going to take this guy and just glue it right at the top. I'm going to round the corners before I do that, because sometimes trying to round the corners after the fact is a difficult thing. So let me add some distress inks on there. Okay. Pound cake. You have holographic embossing powder. It's fun to use. Okay. I think that would look good. So this pocket isn't as deep, so I'm going to put it down here. All right, and then this guy, I think I'm going to put it right here, just because I like the green background. It's another one of Norella's images from Calico Collage. All right, let that dry. Put my spoon away, a spoon away, a spoon away. All right, so this pocket isn't deep. It doesn't go all the way down. So I'm going to find a journal card. I know I had some pre-cut earlier. What did I just do with them? I think that one be too... Come here. Okay, well that would be a good little short card that could go there. Is that too deep? How it'll fit there. All right, let's decorate these. I just saw this guy. Oh, and I have this. So will it fit on here? What if I center that and put the sunflower? We need something behind that, maybe? We could stamp it. I think we could get away with using another one of these stickers. I think that might work. I'm going to add some distress inks to this one. I'm looking. This side seems a lot smoother, so let's put it on this side. Okay, what do we got here? You don't have a heat gun. You'll need a heat gun, so it would be something that you'll want to invest in. Sometimes if you look on Facebook Marketplace, people are selling them really cheap or will give them away with embossing powder. Just do a search for embossing powder and guns and see what people are listing. I use a coupon to get mine when I got it. I think mine is actually, no, I didn't use a coupon. I used to sell Tim Holtz products. And so I had the opportunity to place a wholesale order. I don't want that. I want this one. I need to clean this. And when I did, I had a minimum that I needed to make, and I ended up getting that heat tool. The other one I got with a coupon. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to stamp on here and then put this butterfly across. Yeah, use up the stickers. That's what I'm doing. There. And then we'll put that over the top of it, maybe down a little bit. All right, this needs to go up here. I'm going to glue this together. Oh yeah, the pretty papers on other items that you can always take apart, like a paper bag. Well, now I kind of feel like maybe I'll just drop it down just a little bit. There. Let's see. What do we want to do on this one? If I cut this smaller. Oh, pardon me. I do have some of the same paper. And if I were to put that, this is a paper sack that I had cut up. And then if we put this, I think that would work. All right, so let's cut this. All right, let's set this over here. Let's cut this to fit. So it's 3 1/4 inches. So I used a part of that. All right. Let's go ahead and add some distress inks. Go ahead and add some distress inks to this piece. Yep, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Okay. And then layer over the doily. I may look to see if I have a smaller butterfly or at least a sentiment. All right, make sure I can open the card. Okay. And then I'm going to place this here and then I'll trim off the excess. Okay, she's at work right now. I thought she might be. I know since her boss had to have, she had a heart attack and I think she fell and she broke some ribs or something. I don't know. It was a mess. Smush it down. All right. Oh, there they are. Couldn't find my scissors. Trim this one off and this one off. Clean it away. like that in the middle, but let's see what we have. I don't think a butterfly. I think we need a word or something. How about inspire? If I can get it out of the inspire. At the top. Okay, let's glue that together. Okay. Adding some glue. I'll put that down. And then the inspire at the corner. I was going to put it up there, but I think I'm going to put it here. And then we need to do this side. Oopsie. That's my good scissors. Can't have them on the floor. Go over there. Let's see what we have here. See if I see something that I feel would be a good background or scrappy piece. Wow, that's wild. I could cut a square of that and put it on the card and find something to go on top. I have another one of these butterflies. Stupid adhesive stuck to it. Well, I was going to put that on top. I think that's what we'll do. I got to get the adhesive foam piece off of here. Yeah, okay. We'll get a winner. And let's cut it right about 4 inches maybe. If I put that on here, I think that'll look good. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some distress inks to the piece cut. It's shiny! It's that butterfly. It's got that foil in it. I got them at Dollar Tree. Okay. Green, green, green. All right, let's smooth that out. Hey, hello! Oh, well, we're sorry that she had to have a funeral attending today. But we're glad you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm just thinking about putting that right dead center. Oh, that was bad. Sorry. Don't try to be punny. I don't think I want to put a doily behind it. But let's see what happens. I think it's too big. Yeah. And so it really takes away from... I think just putting the butterfly in the middle would be sufficient. All right, let's get the glue. Attention span. Oh, you get a little intimidated by the sparkle? Well, it's just fun, Lorraine. The little sparkle whirlers, as you say. It's just a way for people to entertain themselves and see what Junkie Joe does. So you don't have to participate unless you just find it fun. You earn junk bucks just for being here. And when you play in those little sessions, you have the opportunity to win more junk bucks. Yeah, just enjoy. I kind of like that. I don't know that it needs a sentiment. We could put one, but I just love how sparkly. All right, that will go there. So we need a card to go in this pocket. I was trying to see if I had some already cut. I don't want to cover this guy up. So let's look. Oh, well, here's a shorter one. It's too short, though. Too short. I have a index card. Let's do that. Let's use that. Now, what are we going to put on it? Let's see if I saved a tiny, tiny, tiny scrap. Here's one. So what if I were to put that right here in the corner so that this would be sticking out with that little bit of green? I think that's sufficient. We're going to add some Distress Inks to it. And I think I'm going to put this last butterfly and use up this whole sheet. I'm going to put it right there. I'll put it in the center once I fold the page in half. All right, so let's cut this piece and add some Distress Inks. All right, so probably right on that line. That'll be good right there. So yeah, it was a good thing I saved that little bitty piece. Yeah. You like it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Used up those butterflies. Have a sparkly college. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just a chat game, so no big deal. What is your Jennifer? Give me a second. Let me give you some junk bucks, and then you can play with everybody else. I have to. Don't forget, Linda. Go give Jennifer some junk bucks. All right, we're going to glue that together in just a moment. I'm going to click over here. Okay, we're going to go to currency and Jennifer Silva. All right. Come on, Jennifer. Well, you're so new, you're not registering yet. Just keep talking, keep chatting with us. When you're brand new, it doesn't register right away that there's a new user that's following. Have you subscribed to me yet? If you haven't, please do so. You have to have a bunch of people take care of your castle there, Margie. All right. I think that'll work. All right, so I'm going to take this page and fold it in. Oh, I was going to use some of those butterflies on the other side We'll have to find something else now. See, I can make a plan of what I'm going to do, and then I change it. It happens. It's okay. I'm just scoring it to make it easier to fold in half, since it's 2 thicknesses plus of paper. Okay, now we'll put that right in the middle there. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here, Jennifer. We're so glad to have you. I am just trying to use up scraps and leftover pieces. I've had these stickers for a while where I used a couple, and they've just been sitting in my bin to the side over here. Okay, I like that. That looks really good, doesn't it? All right, let's flip this over. We don't have anything on this side yet. And I just saw this. This is from a fall journal kit, so maybe we'll stick that with a little scrap of paper on this side and make a cluster real fast. I'm just adding a little bit of distress inks to the edges. Kind of blend those together. All right. What if we were to cut, I don't know. I think I'm going to get some book pages. I got a book page, scrap. I just saw this little scrap piece. There's a little brown piece. Okay. I don't think I want the pink. So, if we were to kind of make a little cluster, I'm thinking of shortening this one, but leaving that teal a little long. Yeah, so right about here, maybe. Something like that. I got all this other out, but I think that's what I want to do on that side. I'm going to add some distress inks to the pieces. A cluster truck. All right, let's do this one. Not a truck cluster, though. Okay, let's go back over here. We may need another little piece in here. Maybe I will use oh, I guess there was 2 layers there. I only needed 1. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stitch these together down the side without the picture. All right, so I'm going to put this down. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to it to help hold it in place. Okay, and then this piece I'm going to put here. I believe I want a little scrap of green. Maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, you know what? If I do this, and then I've got labels. All right, so I'm going to glue this one. All right, I'm going to do a quick stitching. So I want to kind of add a little bit of stitching on here. It's not necessarily there to hold it together. It's just for some stitches. So I just down that side. Okay. I don't know if there's a right side up or not on this. I'm going to pretend it's this way. I'll glue this down. Okay. Then I have in here, do we want a green or a teal? Probably a teal. So maybe put that. Do we want it here or here? Come on now. Cooperate. I think down here would be good. I'm using walnut stain. I just use walnut stain. I know that there are lots of people who love to do the coordinating color, but I just use walnut stain. Okay. And then put this right here. And maybe, let's see if I've got anything in here that, fabulous. Fabulous. Uh-oh, don't be cold. Yeah, let's do that. All right, and then we need something on this side. I made these a while back, and it's just a book page that I painted with white acrylic paint, let that dry, and then I rubber stamped on top of it, and I used watercolors to color it in. I think I'm just going to lay that right there. Naomi, hello! Welcome from down under from Naomi. Thank you for stopping in. How are you, lady? There we go. So when you're flipping through the journal, you'll come to this page. Needed more glue under there. And then flip that over. And we've got this pocket, and this pocket, and this one here. I love the embossing on that one. And then this one opens up. It was a paper sack, and I just added some paper scraps to it. And you'll flip that over. Love it! Okay, so what else do I have here? Oh, so I haven't made anything to go in the pockets of this one. So let's get rid of the green and let's pull my pile of pink. I don't believe I have any pre-cut cards that will fit in my pocket, so I'm going to grab some cardstock. So I'm trying to remember how much leeway here. I think what I'm going to do is cut this shorter. So let's see, if I were to put this in the pocket, if I cut it to be 6.5 inches tall, so that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to cut this to be 6.5 inches tall. Yeah, 6.5. Save that for some other time. And then the depth of my pocket, because I've glued on the side, so if I did 4.5, that would be a good size journal card, wouldn't it? So 4.5. Let's test it. Oh, that's a lot shorter than I thought. What did I do? You know what I can do, though, is I can add a tab to the top of it so it's easier to pull out. So that's what we're going to do. I cut it too short, which is fine. I can use up more scraps. Now, I have a tab punch. Let's see if I have this shade of pink cardstock. All right. So I've got a paper punch that I've had for a long time. If you don't have a paper punch, there are templates that you can download to make your own page tab, and you can just hand cut them out. I'm going to punch 2 of those. There we go. Put the punch back where it belongs so I can find it another day. I am going to throw this piece away, but I'll keep the larger piece. I think we could do some stenciling on our journal cards today. Flip this paper around. All right, so I'm just going to lay that in the box. I'm going to put some gloves on. I'm going to grab some pink tattered angels and a stencil. I'll lay the stencil over the top. I like this one. That'll work. All right, so this is some stencils that I made. So I think it has some Distress Oxide ink on it. All right, I got a pink tattered angel, so I'm just going to shake it up, and I'm going to get a piece of copy paper. If I can get a hold of it. There we go. We're going to do a 2-for-1 here. So I'm going to spray. I'm spraying through the stencil. All right. And then I'm going to take a piece of copy paper and lay it over the top. And I'm going to spray the back side. So now I have a plain page that I can use for writing space in my journal. I made a mop-up paper. Okay. I'll dry those a little bit. You like Tams? Yes, this was a pocket made out of wallpaper. That is what this is right here. It was a wallpaper sample book. Thank you, Naomi. Just work with it. If you make a mistake, it's no big deal. I think I'm going to spray the back side of these just a little. Kind of pretend like they were a stationery, you know, and you spritzed it with perfume. How'd I do that? I just glued it down. We don't want to use the things we make. Well, see, that makes a page right there that could be used in a journal. Just need to decorate that side. I'm going to put it with the other one. All right, take my gloves off. Where are we? We're at 5:34. I should be able to get this done. All right, let's add some distress inks to those. You like that? I like Walnut Stain because it's darker than Vintage Photo, and I don't have to work as hard to add the color. A lot of y'all comment on how fast I can do my distressing. Well, that's partly because I'm using such a dark color, and it goes on really quick. And I'm doing 2 at a time, so I'm just changing which one is on top. Yeah, you like the stencil and ink? I sprayed my Tattered Angels through the stencil. Somebody's calling me. Go away. All right, so I need to do the back. Yeah, I made the stencil on my laser. And many years ago, I learned that if I lay a stencil down and spray the Tattered Angels through the stencil will resist the liquid from the Tattered Angels, and I could put another piece of paper on top to create a mop-up page. That's how I do that. To ink and paint. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just the same concept. Yeah, everybody does different things, right? All right, we got that part done. Oh, I should have distressed these, but didn't. I may need to add, I don't know if this is going to make it tall enough. So I may need to add another piece of paper to the top. All right, let's distress ink this piece. Just got a whole bunch of notifications from somebody that called me. I didn't recognize the number. I don't answer the phone if I don't know the number. Well, that, and I'm on a live stream, so. So I think if I put that in, oh, it may stick out just a little bit. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay. All right, we're gonna glue this on. Trying to get it as in the center as best I can. Press it into place. Do this one. See, you learned something new today. You can spray through those stencils. And even if you don't have tattered angels, you can use your own paint and put watered down paint in a spray bottle. You're really going to have to water it down and shake it very well before you spray. But you could also use coffee. You could use tea. You can use Kool-Aid. There's lots of things you can use. So it just barely sticks out, but I think that works. Now, we have the ability to place something on top of this. I don't know if that's what we want to do or not. I have this little label that is from Norella. I could glue that just right in the middle, just as an embellishment. I could turn it into another pocket. I have this little card that we could use as a tuck spot. I'm kind of thinking just that is enough. You're very welcome. Yeah, you never get bored. There's all kinds of different things you can use. Yeah, I don't like that. I could just put a butterfly on there. Yay, way to go, Bonnie. Okay, do we want to use the journal? I'm going to add some distress inks to it. I think I'm going to use that in the middle. All right, so that's the center. Does that look centered? Pretty close. It's wallpaper, so I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac glue to glue this down. Come on, go back in there. All right, I didn't see the answer. Put the butterfly with the journal label, you think? So you think the butterfly should maybe go like that? And leave that side blank? I was trying to see if there was something else that I had. I have this image that I could tear. That's what happens. Sometimes I will stamp something out and then I don't use it for whatever reason. That might be something. Okay. No, it's not a journal cover. This is going to be on the inside, just a page inside. Leave it blank? Okay, well, we'll leave it blank. I'm going to go ahead and add some distress inks to this piece, though. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that over here. Won't use that. To make room. Oh my gosh, Margie. And then that's the other side. So this one will be blank. And that'll be the other side. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's see if there's any others over here that I need to finish. Because it seems like I saw another one that I need to add. That goes here. Turn them that way. That one's done. Ah, here's one. Okay, here's one that needs cards. We don't have a lot of time, so I'll work on it as long as we can. Since we got the pinks out. Alright, so this one, I went ahead and I made a pocket. I hadn't glued it down yet, but I think I will. This was a gel print that I made a while back. So I'm going to get out the thick glue, the beacon, because I am gluing onto acrylic paint. And I just kind of make little tabs on my pockets so that I have the full width and the full depth of that pocket. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to fold this back so I can get it in the center. All right, let's look over here. So I don't have anything in this pocket or this pocket that I made. So I just need to find some journal cards or make one. So I'm going to get my pile out. I think this one might fit. Oh, let's see. It will. Okay, so that'll fit there. I have this envelope that I made. I think that fits there. We need to add some kind of embellishment on here. Let me see what we have over here. This one's too big. Oh, I made this to where it could be glued down, but I kind of like maybe just putting that in the pocket like that. Yeah, I think that works. I have this little card, but I don't know that I need it unless we put it over here. There. Gives us some variety. All right, so we need some kind of little embellishments on here, right? I have still 3 hours. Reorganizing is always fun, isn't it? All right, so I have butterflies. I have some digital images. Maybe there's something in there. Rubber flowers. Maybe that in the middle? I don't know. I'm thinking a butterfly should go over here. I have a blue one. Should I leave it blue or alter it and make it purple or more purple? And then I was thinking about putting that on there. I think that looks pretty good. All right, let's look. I need something for that side. I think that looks kind of fun. All right, so I'm going to leave that there for a moment. I don't know. I could cut a little piece, but I think just the butterfly is good there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to see if I can find a purple. I see one here. And I'm going to try to alter this just a little bit. I'm using colored pencil. This was a watercolored image that I made a while back. All right, so now I'm going to grab my paintbrush and dip it in some water. Okay. It just alters it just a little bit. So now when we look at it, it's not blue anymore. It's another thing why I like watercolors, because we can make those alterations. Oh, thank you so very much. Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to put this right here. And then let's glue this one down. Okay. Let's see what I have that's already available to use. How about Choose Joy? That works good. Aw, thank you, Bonnie. That's so sweet of you. You can do this. Okay, I like that. I don't think I need a sentiment. I think just the way this is. I could put something up there, though, maybe. How about let life surprise you? We'll just put it at the top. I'm going to have all of these really chunky pages, and I'm going to need to spend some time making just plain, simple journal pages to go with. All right, so we need something over here. And I was thinking about using that image. Let's see what we have here. I have Love Flows Quietly. We could put that on there. All right, I'm going to finish this. And then I'm going to call Henry and ask him if he wants me to bring him food, if he wants to come home, if he wants to just come home later. Because sometimes if he's in a rhythm, he doesn't want to be interrupted. All right, let's add some distress inks to that piece. Aw, how sweet. Misha's gotten into making journals too. Oh, how fun! Just hug and pet it and call it George. You want to be a lawyer like little Ellie Woods? I don't know who that is. I'm not informed. I'll have to look up Ellie Woods. Okay, so something like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'll show again some of the things I've done. And then I'm going to pick the winner for 200 junk bucks. So if you haven't entered the raffle, everybody's eligible. Just type !raffle. All right, so I'm going to put that right here. Oh, from Legally Blonde. Yes, I remember her. That's funny. It's been a while since I've seen that. She's been using blank drawing book to start altering the pages with everything. Oh, that's fun. That's awesome. My dad always called me George. It was his random nickname for you. I call people George sometimes. I'm like, all right, George. I don't know why. Henry doesn't like it if I call him George. So I don't. All right, that'll go right here. I like it. All right, we didn't use those right now. And I've been really good about putting things back in the little containers. So I don't have near as big of a mess on my desk as I normally do. Y'all into the raffle if you haven't already. All right, let's go back and look at some of the things. So I glued this pocket, which was made out of a painted book page that then had a special glue for deco foil applied, and I used some foil on it, and then I used a stencil and applied the glue and more foil on top of that. So it's two different kinds of stencils. This was a paper sack that was in one of my kits. I had extras left over, and then I just used a journal card that I stamped and sprayed with Tattered Angels to put in the pocket. And this was a gel print in the background. This was something I made a while back. And then I had added the pocket. It was a scrapbook piece of paper that I stamped around the edge. And then I layered on this advertisement. My father-in-law gave me a whole bunch of these little advertisements. So I've just been cutting up the flowers and using them to make things. So that's where that came from. And then this was scrapbook paper that was just a purple, but I stamped the butterflies and then I stamped the henna rose over the top of it. It's so pretty. Can I hold it? This is some textured cardstock. I had run a bunch of paper through embossing folders, and then I showed during the live where I rub ink pad over that to give some color. This is some mulberry paper, calico collage image, rubber stamp, calico collage image, and that goes over here. Rubber stamp, and then we saw that one. Okay, and then this one we worked on the inside, which was just keeping it really simple, making some journal cards with tabs. This was a wallpaper sample. Another one of Norella's images there. And I think it was this way. This is one we did today. I used these stickers that I've had, and I just glued them down directly onto my paper instead of using the adhesive of the sticker thing. Gel print on cardstock. I had this little index card, Rolodex card. That's what it's supposed to be, Rolodex card. And this was a mixed media background that I made a while back, and I did the rubber stamping with the gold leaf on top. Paper sack. All of these were scraps that I had. And then when I did this little collage out of scraps. And then that was a book page that I had stamped and watercolored a while back. And then here's another one. Using the little words. Found a digital image. Using scraps. Making journal cards. This was a sticker border, and I used it today. This is something that somebody sent to me. It's embossed. Another one of those cards. Sticker's not sticking. And then this was a paint chip. I haven't put paper on the backside, but I will. And I stamped on it, and then did some layers of papers, and added a kitty. Don't look back. And this I did during the live. I just used some scraps and made side pockets, and then I had some clusters that I made a while back, and these are journal cards that I made a little while back. And then this was an angle cut, so you can take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and then fold it in half, and then cut a corner to corner with it folded in half, and then you have two pieces, this one and this one, that you could use as pockets, and what you're left over with you could also use as pockets. This is just scraps that I just stacked together. And this was a advertisement that I got in the mail, and I layered all these papers and added coffee dyed paper. You can kind of see the text through the coffee dyed, but I'm okay with that. Alright, I think that was all of it that I kind of did today, per se. I was trying to see if there was others. So like this one I haven't finished yet, so I can work on that one. And maybe that's what I need to do, is separate the finished ones from the ones that aren't finished. That way I could work on them some more and get the ones I want finished. And I'll have a whole stack that I can use. These are all done. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 so far right there. Here's another one. 10. And 11. Oh, this one needs pocket stuff in the pocket, so I'll set that aside. And this one needs stuff in the pocket and some kind of embellishment on that side. So that'll be good to pick up. And then these are just coffee dyed and Tattered Angels dyed and just copy paper. Like this one may be finished. Yeah, that one's good, so I can put that over there. And this was a paper sack, and I just layered on top of it and did some stamping. I just love how that turned out. One of my mop-up papers that I just added some embellishment to. Alright, so these are all blank, so I'm going to put these in this pile. So I've got a nice pile to start a journal with. Alright, well, let's pick a winner. I'm going to continue this next week. Yeah, I think I am. Because I'm trying to use this stuff up. And I've got this pile of stuff. I just created those, so they're going to go over here. And I have this whole drawer. I don't know if you can even see all the stuff that's in there that I'm trying to use up. And if I can use it all up, or sort it and use it at the same time, then I can get rid of things, right, in my stash. One more hour? Well, I gotta go eat dinner. It's already 6 o'clock here. Need a nap for Junkie Joe. All right. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks, and that winner is Julie Parker. Congratulations. All right, Julie. Let's get your junk box added. Oh my goodness, you have so many now. All right, well, you got 200 more. There you go. Alrighty, everybody, I'm going to get off here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of my live stream, for your ideas and suggestions. I greatly appreciate your support. I hope that you enjoyed this session, that you're inspired to get out your scraps and see what you can put together. Remember, you can alter things. You don't have to use it as is. That's what I did today. And if you make a mistake, go with it. Figure it out. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with your friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Do something creative this week and share it with someone else. Do something kind for someone else. You never know what someone else is going through in this world. Reach out to your friends, family, loved ones, and tell them you care about them. If you see a stranger, smile and say, I hope you have a good day. Just have fun. Someone Uber food for Linda. You're going to have to hurry. Thank you so very much, everybody. All right, I'm going to get off here. Y'all have an amazing week. Lots of love to each and every one of you. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.